Hello everybody, how's it going? Today we're gonna have problem number 17. And problem number 17, it's about to write a program to calculate the circle area, then print it on the cursor screen. So here we have the circumference. Circumference is the environment of the circle, all right? Around the circle, the environment of the circle, we call it circumference. And here we have the pi sign that we take it from the previous courses, if you remember. It's equal 3.14. Pi value, it's never changed, it's 3.14, and r stands for radius. All right, radius, it's like the radius of the circle itself. So calculate the circle area. What we should do, let's say that the user should insert r, what is the radius. Example radius, it was, for example, number 5. For example, the input from the user was number 5. The output should be 78.54. So how we get in math, or how to calculate the circle area in math, we use this math by multiply r to the power of 2 or r squared. So now let's go to Visual Studio to see how we're gonna convert this math into code. By the way, all these problems that you take it, I think, from problem 15 till now, about how to calculate triangle, rectangle, and circle. You don't have to know how to calculate these things in real life, like in math. I just give you some examples to convert some process of math or some math into code, all right? To get used about calculation priorities and how to convert the math to the code and how to write this logic of the math into code or in programming, all right? And we practice also on calculation priorities, which is we put it in the brackets first, and after that, how we multiply it or divide it, and the compiler, how we'll process it, how we compile it. So these things, you don't have to know it in math. Even if you don't know these things, don't say, oh, I don't know how to calculate circle or rectangle or triangle. It doesn't matter. You can go Google and just type, how can I calculate blah, blah, blah. Google answer you everything. Just we take these calculations of circle and rectangle and triangle to take just the math, the process, the logic, and convert it into code or into logic on Visual Studio to practice, as I said, on calculation priorities and solve some problems. So let's go to Visual Studio to see how we can convert this math into code. All right, this is our solution of problem number 17. It was about to calculate the circle area, circumference, then print it on cursor screen. All right, so how are we going to solve this problem to calculate the circle area? First thing, we have read radius. This time we have function called read radius to read the radius of the circle. Let's open it. What it has just one question. We define float data type, we declare variable in limit r stand for radius, and after that say out, please insert the radius of the circle. Once the compiler, for example, insert number 5 will be stored inside r variable. Perfect. And after that you return r because it's float. We should return what with the function? One value. Perfect. And after that we create another function. We name it calculate circle area, and it takes the r, the number that the user inserted, or the radius that the user inserted through the console screen. It's also from float data type. Let's open it. It has this logic. We define float data type, but we make it const. Why const? Because it's constant, stand for constant, if you remember from the previous course. Because the pi value, it's 3.14, and some number next to it, it's never change. All right, I just write it here 3.14. If you want to know the exact value of the pi, you can go to the Google, write pi value, it will give you the correct number. It's 3.14, and also there is some numbers after 14. It's like a big fraction or decimal after the point. So we make it const because we don't want the value of the pi change at all, because it's 3.14. All right, and after that we define another float. We declare our area equal pow, that we said standard for power. This is function in C++ library. So because you want to calculate the circle area, the circumference, the environment of the circle, power open brackets r, which is the radius, let's say number 5, to the power of 2, or r squared, multiply the results that it will get from this bracket, from the power, we'll multiply it by pi. All right, we'll take it, we'll multiply it by pi, and it will give us, for example, 78 something. So in the end, we calculate circle area function, we return the area. And the last thing, we have a print result. It's like the previous procedure taken in the previous problem, same string with different sentence. The circle area is, we called area. And here in the main function, what we have nested functions. Once we did run, the compiler come here to the read radius function, read the radius, display the question, and take the radius from the user. And after that, calculate the circle area according to the radius of the circle, and after that, print the result. So let's do run to this program, check it out together. Perfect. Once we did run, the compiler display for this question that exists inside read radius function. Please insert the radius of the circle. Let's say 5. Once I press enter, the compiler will calculate the circle area, the circumference, the environment of the circle, and it will give me what? It will give me the results. So the result is the circle area is 78.5, same exactly like on the slide. So that was the problem number 17. It was about to calculate the circle area and print it on the screen. See you next problem in the next lesson.